Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to Spirit Island episode, let's say 9. It has been not nearly as long since I last recorded. It is now early March of 2021. Maybe pretty soon I'll be confident about posting these. Um, Alright, so as you may recall, we're going through theoretically in difficulty order the different spirits. Sweden is the lowest difficulty spirit, or lowest difficulty adversary, not spirits, adversaries. We're keeping the same spirit. But since I play Thunderspeaker, Sweden is actually a lot harder than its difficulty level of 3 might lead you to believe. So yes, we're going to struggle a little bit, probably this episode, but we'll do our best. So in addition to all the other stuff that we had last time we fought Sweden, we've got now, during setup, they're going to get an extra city in land number 4. And on boards where land number 4 starts with a... oh boy, why is the word not coming to me? A blight. Put that blight in land number 5 instead. So that is what we're up to here. Alright. So they're initially exploring into the jungles. I think I must have slowed down the animation somewhat. I remember tinkering with the settings after the last time I was here. Okay, so things are already not ideal. They got their extra city here. That's one of the places they explored into, which means this place is a capital P problem right from the get-go. I do think... Okay, let's remind ourselves of everything else Sweden does. So the Ravages can do extra. Their escalation is really what bothers me. So let's try to remember this time. So when they're exploring, if it has at least as many invaders as Dahan, then it's going to convert them. So by the time we get to stage 2, we need to make sure that we are not leaving Dahan in a situation where they can be explored into. Like the solo one here. That one needs to be fixed before we get to stage 2. So we should be focusing on that. Alright. So I think the play here... I think we do our normal add 1 presence. Let's go here. And then we play our normal sudden ambush with manifestation. It's sad that we don't have any Dahan down here to begin with, because if we did, we could definitely wreak some havoc here. I think we could destroy everything. But as it stands, that'll just be a nice place for words of warning next turn, which a defend 3 should take care of things. Okay, so we finished playing cards. Sudden ambush we want to happen here. I think we just go ahead and solve this problem now. Just get those two guys together. Once we have 2 Dahan together and no invaders in the same space with them, then it's impossible for them to have equal to or greater after their explore. So even though we aren't anywhere near stage 2 yet, I mean, it comes quick, but yeah. Okay, and sure enough, they're going up there. Yeah, I think I like the slowed down animations. It helps you to see what's actually going on, so I don't have to try and go back and figure it out. Okay, so we obviously... So with Gather the Warriors, we're going to gather up to 2 and push up to 1. I think there's no doubt we want to just gather into here. I think we want to take them all... Yeah, I think we want to take them all from here. I'd sort of rather still have people here since I just explored the wetland, but since I put my sacred site here, um, I need to have two presents come along with them to maximize manifestation and do a lot more damage. And so I can't take two from here. I could take one from each, but as we just discussed, we don't want solo Dahan. They're just trouble. All right, so we're not going to push anyone. We are going to manifest here. It's going to do 4 damage. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll be pretty great. That's 3 fear. 1 for the card itself, 2 for the city. So great start. As predicted, we can now do Words of Warning here and finish off this area. Obviously, our second card is going to be Voice of Thunder, which we may just use for fear, but probably we can get a decent reposition out of it. We'll see where the board stands by the slow phase. So I think this turn we can certainly afford to add 2 presents. I think we're wanting to do that with these. I believe that is our typical play here. So, where do we want our presents? Hang on, remind me. Oops. Look at that. I just want to see this. Okay, so it's up to 2 away and then up to 1 away. So I can hop all the way over here. I think I want to. Just so that I'm with all of my groups here. The second one, I'm not feeling as picky, but I think that's going to go up here too. Alright, so that gets us 2 energy. We can bank 1 for next turn. We can, yeah, all that good stuff. Alright, finish playing cards. Words of Warning, as discussed, goes here. That's going to be great. They ravage that jungle, they die. More fear. Fear card for next turn. Lovely. Alright. Building in the wetlands. Not as much of a fan. Exploring in the sand. Not a massive fan of that either. But what you gonna do? Okay. So we definitely have problems in a lot of places. I think this is definitely the wetlands that is the biggest problem. So we probably want to have at least 2 Dahan here. I would be pretty comfortable with just 2 Dahan there. Or even, I could get 3, but then I'm left with an odd one. So probably just 2 there is fine. At that point, I can ambush here next turn to prevent that build. I think up here we're just going to have to accept the Blight because I don't see a way to get anyone up there, and at least it's not 2 Blight in the same place. So, the question is, am I going to try and do anything about this land? It's probably going to depend on what cards I get with a reclaim. So I don't think I can confidently say that I can do anything about it yet. So, let's Voice of Thunder for the fear. Because a fear victory is still very much a thing. Then gather the warriors. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to gather 3 because it would leave just 1 in the jungle, and if the stage 2 card is a jungle, then they'll convert that person. I do have a 2 push. Does that change the math at all? I don't think so. Alright, finish gathering, and then take my presence with it. Alright. And no pushing necessary. Okay, let's find out what our reclaim is getting for us. Specifically, our powers gained from reclaiming. Okay, so this is where the game is won and lost as normally. Lure of the Unknown is lovely in so many respects. And the rest of these cards, the only one I would really even consider is Visions of Fiery Doom. But it does similar things to Lure, but without the air. So, like, Lure is just sort of an auto pick there. Gaining another minor power. The only one that has air is Apparitions. It doesn't have any of the other symbols I like, but it does have a Defend, which might help out with... I don't think it's going to help this turn, but it could help in future turns. I hate cards that have Blight. Call to Tend is nice. And we do occasionally use Beasts, but I think in the end, the air is more important to me. Yeah, let's hang on to that. Okay, so we've got 2 card plays. Importantly, obviously, we're doing a defend here. It doesn't actually have to be Words of Warning. It could be Entrancing. Either one of these will protect that place well enough. Both of them are unfortunately range 1, and I don't yet have ways to move presence around during the fast phase. Well, that's not totally true. So, sudden ambush would put me here. No, but I only have 2 card plays, so I can't sudden ambush and then defend and also defend here, and this place is way more important. Okay. So, I think we keep Words of Warning in our back pocket because, well, yeah. I'm actually wondering... So thinking back, I definitely should have gathered one more here, because I would have had a chance to ambush the last one over, which was what I wanted to do anyway. Okay. So we're unfortunately going to separate these guys if we ambush here. Instead of ambushing, we could prevent that build with a Lure. So definitely grabbing that. I think at that point for our defend, Words of Warning makes sense because it's the only one with animal on it, and we do want to trigger our Gather the Warriors this turn. So I think Words of Warning is our defend card. We get Gather the Warriors to reposition at the end of the turn. This seems good. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so Lure of the Unknown. We definitely want to gather this guy, which means this is really the only legal place for it. So, boop. Just come to us instead of us going to you. That seems great. Doesn't kill him yet, but still seems good. Alright, Words of Warning obviously goes here. Okay, Fear card is doing. Each player may push 1 explorer into a land with more cities and towns than the land it came from. Okay. That seems great. We can push this guy here, and there's enough damage there to kill him, and enough defend there to prevent him from doing anything bad. So, yep. Lovely. have another fear. Then up here, unfortunately, we get blight. Yeah. Okay. Building in the sands. This sand is awful. And I'm not feeling like there's a lot I can do about it. Which means we're gonna get a blighted island. Okay. They are exploring the mountain. It's great that I kept people all together there. So at this point, I think we probably accept the blight that's going to happen here, because the only defend I have is a 2, and that's not going to get it done. And we focus on these two places, the mountains. I can definitely get a manifestation off here before things go terribly wrong. And here I can do an ambush. Okay. So if I'm ambushing here, manifesting here, that means I want some extra Dahan in here. Maybe I'll end up putting an extra presence there. That seems pretty good. Okay. Because I was trying to think if I could get these guys, but because I only have one light, Gather the Warriors is going to be gather 3, push 1. So that would only end up with 1 here, which at least we know that place isn't going to explore. And I guess since Manifest happens in slow phase, I can get the rest of them there slowly. So, sure, here's what we're going to do. We're going to gather the Warriors here. We're going to grab these 2 along with both presents. And then we're going to push 1 here along with 1 presence. So then we can push more over there as needed sometime before the slow phase. Okay, so this is fairly pivotal. If we're doing both an ambush and a manifest, we do need the energy. I think taking from this track is pretty obvious at this point. So we have the presence we need here, so probably we want an extra presence down here, so that we've got that nice 1-to-1 ratio up here. In fact, I think I now have exactly 1 presence for every Dahan. That's lovely. Alright. Ambush and manifest, like I said. That leaves us with 3 energy, which is nice. That means we shouldn't need to take an energy turn again anytime soon. Hopefully. Alright. Finish playing cards. So, as promised, we are ambushing here. Then they blight the sands, and we find out what horrible thing the blight is doing. Oh boy, I forgot about heavy mining. I should have thought about entrancing apparitions. Anyway, I think this is maybe still the right call, because I'm going to get blighted one way or the other, and preventing the build on 3 is important. So yeah. Yep, sure is blighted. Okay. Losing a presence every spirit phase. I think I'm heavily enough on the board by now that that is going to be okay. I'm much more worried about just the losing via blight than I am that. Okay, so now they're exploring the jungle, and none of my jungles have unprotected Dahan in them, which is great. Okay, so now Gather the Warriors can hoover up these last 3 Dahan. Hang on, do I want to take all of them? This is overkill. Okay, so 2 Dahan with 2 presents won't get it done. Let's just undo. Okay. 2 Dahan with 2 presents won't get it done. 3 Dahan with 3 presents is overkill. I don't see a need, because I've got a good ratio going, to have more Dahan than presence. Although, again, I'm trying to keep them together. Yeah, because this could be a wetland, so I certainly can't leave them. So it's very tempting to just take the whole gang. The problem is that leaves me very far away from this jungle over here. Okay. Wait, so I could take all of the Dahan, but not all of the presents, letting me potentially head over here next turn. Like, have presents close enough to here to affect it. And I'm having trouble getting multiple places on the board anyway, so yeah, this is maybe okay. So let's say we grab all of the Dahan, because safety in numbers. Then grab just one of the presents, because that gets us 8 damage, which is plenty. Let's move that. No pushing. Then we manifest here. It's great. We get a fear card just outright. Because 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Fear card and one more fear, and we get another fear card. So we could potentially. Let's see. They're a 3/4/3. I think we've had. Yep, one so far. Oh yeah, we can see it right here. So one more fear in the fast phase, if we can manage it, would cause a double fear turn where both of those cards are what you call it? Anyway, terror level 2. That's what I mean. So yeah. I'm not really feeling the 2 cards I have right now. So I think this is a reclaim turn, even though I have 2 cards remaining. Let's look at what this looks like. Okay. This is some good stuff. Defend 10 is amazing. And is the only card without air on it. Call to Isolation is always lovely. You can often just push people out of a place where they're about to cause problems. Lots of utility for that, and it's 0. And it has air, and it also has sun, which is my second most important element. This one's got 3 of my important elements. It does damage equal to Blight and removes Blight. So there's enough Blight on the board now that 1 damage per Blight is starting to look like a good thing. Removing Blight is definitely something. Hang on. So right now, yes, I have 2 in the sands. Back into here. Which means that this is Blight removal in that sand, and it's right in range. I think this is worthwhile just to stem the tide of Blight a little bit. Call to Isolation, like I said, is always amazing. And Land of Haunts and Embers just adds Blight. It does some cool stuff in the meantime, but I don't think I can be affording to add Blight with how much Blight I've already taken. So I think Purifying Flame is the play here. Call to Isolation could help prevent some Blight, but this has more elements. Oh, I should not overlook Animal, because I am a little bit animal shy. Oh, it's a really hard call between these 2, honestly. I think I'm going to prefer Call to Isolation. It's fast, it's proactive, it costs 0. And it can trigger Gather the Warriors. God, yeah, I'm so close to taking Purifying Flame. because blight removal is really important right now. But the damage just isn't very impressive. Like, the most I'm going to have in a single land, I hope, is 2. And 2 damage here, like, it drops in the pond, you know? Alright. We're going to take Cloud Isolation. We're not going to feel amazing about it, but we're going to take it. Yeah, if those 2 cards hadn't been in the same pool, I would have been happy taking either one. Obviously immediately drawn to these 2. I think Enticing Splendor does better things for us. We just took another animal card, so we can probably get... We only need 1 animal per play to trigger it. And since this one's slow and we have a decent amount of movement already, this one's fast, can prevent a build, or can be movement at a time when I need it. And we can start to finally trigger my other innate power. Lead the Furious Assault. That would be nice. I would like to start triggering that soon. Okay. So what are we doing this turn? Ravaging the mountains is not a problem. So that's great. We definitely want to affect these 2 jungles and cause them not to build if we can. So Sudden Ambush gets that done. Call to Isolation would get that done if I got some people there first. But then I'm requiring 2 cards. I'm not quite up to 3 card plays yet, so I can't make my innates go fast yet. But soon that'll be a thing. Enticing Splendor can get it done. So we could just go with like a real simple Enticing Splendor and either a Lure of the Unknown or a Sudden Ambush, with Sudden Ambush probably coming out ahead because it has the animal symbol. This doesn't quite get us the symbols we need for Furious Assault, but it's coming soon, I promise. We don't need any defense. We could afford to replace one of those with a Manifest, but it feels like overkill in all of the places that were really set up to use it. So I think I'd rather just ambush one place and... Oh, hold on. Enticing Splendor is going to be trickier to use than I expected. It is range 0 in a land without Blight. So this land has Blight, so I can't use it here. If I had a presence here, I could get it done, but again, I can't get a presence over here because I can't get a guy over here. So Enticing Splendor does not do what I hoped. Lure of the Unknown? Lure of the Unknown gets it done. Yes, there are lots of places that do not have invaders. So let's take that. Okay, so checking this deck. Mountains and Jungles are the only level 2 cards that we know. So Sands and Wetlands are sort of equally likely to be a problem. Sudden Ambush has to happen here, because I don't have anyone adjacent to here. Which is sad, because I would love to lure him into a mountain where he could die, but it just can't happen. Okay. Finish playing cards. We're going to lure this guy. Probably here makes more sense. Then ambush here, and that is safe because I'm only sending into a jungle, which is a place where they've already had their level 2. Yep, I lose a presence. This is fine, we'll just take it from the place that doesn't currently have anyone. And I'll be putting a lot more presence on the board next turn, I think. Alright, each player may push 1 Dahan from a land with invaders, or gather a Dahan into a land with invaders. That's pretty neat. Okay. So the problem is they could explore with level 2 escalation the sands or wetlands, and the only lands with invaders are sands and wetlands. So gathering into a land with invaders is a bad plan. And honestly, and there are no places to push them from. So I think we're just going to skip it. Sad, because it theoretically has a lot of potential, but here we are. Okay, so they're exploring the coast. This means it is time, or possibly past time, depending on how you look at it, to deal with this sand. So I would like to do a big manifest there next turn. Like a big, big manifest. So, all I've got is a gather 3. I think next turn I'm going to be able to use... Well, it's not going to matter, because whether I'm fast or slow, I'll be able to gather next turn. Okay, so I think what we want to do is pull these guys down here. I would love to take care of this soonish, because that could prevent some explorers, but I just don't think I have the resources necessary. So I think what we're going to do is pull all 3 of these, along with this presence, into the space. Okay. So, I think we're in pretty good shape at the moment. We're about to get to level 2. We're about to hit this place pretty hard. Alright, so we're adding 2 presents because we can afford to. So I'm currently getting 2 per turn, which means I'll have 5 total energy, which is enough for any 3 cards. Great. Okay, so we're obviously... hang on, what are my... Okay, I have to plan to Dahan, and it's 1 or 2 away. I remember it. So, definitely this here. That's not even a question. For my other one, I think the Reclaim 1 is always really nice. It gives me a lot of flexibility with the cards I've got. So I think we are going to take from there. It really doesn't matter a ton where I put it. Let's have an extra one in the middle. Okay, so here's my free reclaim. Let me think about this. So, sudden ambush is expensive. I think Lure of the Unknown ends up being better for a lot of reasons. How do I get back to my discard? Is it here? Nope. Not that. Oh, I bet it's here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. The only advantage to sudden ambush is that it has animal symbol. Call to isolation. Call to isolation has an animal symbol and can take care of one of these builds. So yeah, I'm not worried about the animal symbol, so definitely we're taking Lure. Alright, so Manifest is happening. Not even a question. I think Call to Isolation is great because it's free and it takes care of this guy. We can even put him into here so that he'll be manifested as well. We're going to do like 16 damage in here, so that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, plenty. So that's great. Funny that Call to Isolation is putting him closer to civilization, but that's how it goes sometimes. So the last place we're worried about a little bit is this place, and he could be taken care of. Uh, Again, we've got the same problem with Enticing Splendor, that all the places I have presence have blight. I might be able to pull off something else with that. Um, Lure of the Unknown does it way more easily, though. So let's just do that. Yeah. Yeah. Where are they ravaging? The jungle? The funny thing is, I could get a single Dahan in there and kill that guy. Since this place is going to be overkill anyway, I think we can just take care of things that way. Okay. So at that point, my last card. So I've already got Lead the Furious Assault. I am not using it at the moment. So maybe we just... I could start pulling people back this way. Now that I'm thinking of it. That could either be Voice of Thunder, Enticing Splendor. So I'm going to be pulling 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 left. So Enticing Splendor is enough. Yeah, let's Enticing Splendor. It's free, so it saves us some energy. And we've got all the symbols we need. We're making stuff go fast. Things are good. Okay. This is where we're at. So, during the fast phase, we are going to gather the warriors. Nope, not yet. First, we are going to call to isolation here. Push him here. Alright, he goes and hides here. Everything's great. Next up, we gather the warriors here. We're grabbing you, 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 and you. We are taking all relevant presents? Yes, all relevant presents. Okay. So at this point, if we let one guy go, they're going to build another town. So how much damage do we need? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage to wipe out everything. So 3 and 3 won't do it, but 3 and 4 will. So we can push one guy over here and finish pushing and move 0 presents. Okay. Enticing Splendor is range 0. That does not do what I needed it to do. Okay. Yeah, and of course the presents I added this turn had to be into places that already had Dahan. So Enticing Splendor. Alright, undo, undo. Alright. Instead of Enticing Splendor, we do need Voice of Thunder if we're going to get 2 of these guys over here. Really wish I had realized how much overkill this was, but the board position was a little bit different then. Okay, so yes, I think Voice of Thunder. Yeah. Okay, for real this time, finish cards. For real this time, call to isolation, this guy into here. Gather the warriors, same ones. It's you, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Push 1 up to here just to kill that guy. And therefore prevent that build. Move 0 with that push. Okay. I could lead the Furious Assault now, but I don't think there's a reason to. I'm not worried about this solo guy because they've already done their level 2 in the jungle. Okay. So I think we save Lead the Furious Assault in case we find some way to get people down here. I don't think we're going to find such a way because there's no fear card and there's no event cards because we don't have that expansion yet. Alright, yes, you're destroying a presence. It's going to be here. I'm not that worried about it. Arrive within the jungle. Everything goes as planned. They build in the coast. The fools. They explore in the sand. Oh, that's horrible. Hadn't occurred to me that that could happen. Wow. Wish I had thought that through. Okay. Well, I guess Lead the Furious Assault does matter. We can do it there. Terra level 2. Lovely, lovely. Doesn't matter if I can't get rid of this thing, which feels very out of reach right now. Okay. So, I have 8 damage here right now. I think we're just going to Voice of Thunder more guys in there. Hang on. How much damage do we need? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to prevent the build. So, one more guy over there would do it. So I could bring this guy in and leave these two together to still try and hunt down there or possibly deal with this place. Yeah. Alright. Feels dumb to do this with one guy, but here we go. Alright. And that should allow us to manifest here for just butt tons of fear. All sorts of destruction. Everything's great. That's 2 fear cards in the bank. Still a long way from Terra level 3, though. Because we're playing against level 2 here. Terra level 3 would be a straight-up win. But we need 8, 9, 10, 11 fear to get there. And that's a big ask, especially since that was our biggest potential source of fear right there. Okay, but I think we're moving in the direction of being able to take care of this. Normally you want to wipe out this side of the board and move this way, but the coast got really bad. Okay, so the only place they're going to build right now is here. We can certainly deal with that with a simple... I mean, there's lots of ways to deal with that. Lure of the Unknown is already in my hand and takes care of that. So I'm not worried about that. I do want to play 3 cards this turn, but I have 4 cards in hand plus a free reclaim, so I can afford to put stuff on the board. I don't think manifesting this turn is realistic or really a good idea. So I think what we're going to do is just slam presence onto the board. Probably we can get this fire and this sun up here. Okay, so it's going to be overkill no matter where we put it. I think we want to be centralized, so that when presence does get left behind, it's there. So, Sudden ambush is good. Call to isolation is a little helpful. Voice of Thunder has a lot of pushing power. Basically, I'm trying to push people up here as quickly as possible, so that possibly I can do my lead the Furious Assault and win that way. Because if I destroy that town over there right now, we win. So that's definitely the goal. So I think Voice of Thunder helps us accomplish that goal the best. We get lots of free symbols now, so we can definitely Voice of Thunder. Like I said, Lure of the Unknown stops this guy from building a building, so I don't have to worry about double buildings. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm thinking about this all wrong. Lead the Furious Assault plus Gather the Warriors, I think, just wins. I think this just wins in the fast phase. Because we have enough symbols to go fast. Let's test the theory. There's always the undo button if I've miscalculated here. Okay, so we gather the warriors here. We grab 2. We come with them, because why not? Then we push them both up here. We come with them, because why not? And then we lead the Furious Assault. And we have 1. We have 1. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. That was a much better game than my last Sweden game. I think focusing on their level 2 escalation a lot more and making sure that I took care of that was very important to my success there. Definitely took a little more blight than I wanted to, and possibly could have taken a card to solve it, but I think I'm happy with the choice I made. We can look at our statistics in case anyone is curious about these numbers, and that is how things are going. Alright, see you next time.